Mic was on mute. What's up, everyone? We should be live now. Happy Wednesday. How's everybody doing? Let me bring up the chat box real quick with the live chat on the screen. What's up, everyone? We had some people early in the chat, as always. Craig Lilly first. Always with that first. Jason following up after that. So as you can see from the title of the stream, I saw on social media this morning that a bunch of reviews went out for the Fractal Design North case. So I thought that would be pretty cool to take a look at that, just because it's a unique case, to say the least. But what's up, Kevin Ngo? Extreme Zone, how you doing? What's up, Kale130? Shutter Thug. Linux. Wait, who was talking about Linux? No one was talking about Linux Mint. Who are you referring to, Shutter Thug? Let's see. Hey, what's up, Uncle Bill? Hope you're doing well. Bakata, yo, what's up, what's up, what's up? Anthony, what up? Federico Gonzalez, hey, what is up? Alright. I don't know. I don't think there was Linux talk, but I saw someone mention it in the chat, but I didn't see what it was a reference to. It might be from a past, like a reference to a past stream. Okay, let me see. Why am I so yellow today on the camera? Let me adjust my light real quick. Oh, got it, yeah. Yep, the Craig Lilly's logo, okay. Anthony, you trying to make some enemies here? Linux sucks. Windows 11 wins. You're gonna make some big enemies with that. Hey, Kuya Isaac with the 9 months straight membership. Thanks for the support, Kuya. I'm not even sure if you're in here. It shows this even if people are not online at the present moment. So, Kale130 says, finally set up my monitors with DisplayPort after a funny week with Amazon and a disappearing package. Yeah, so I mean, we are at that time of the year where, you know, porch pirates and thieves, they know a lot of holiday shoppers are going to be getting last minute gifts, and as well as just, you know, end of the year holiday gifts. So a lot of people are going to be ordering stuff straight to their door, myself included. So porch pirates are going to be going after that, following UPS and FedEx trucks and stuff like that. Do y'all have a phone app that shows you what's going on in your like community or neighborhood? I use the Ring one because we have a Ring doorbell, and people can like put out alerts and where they are and like what the incident was. And we've been getting a lot of stolen packages, you know, ever since Black Friday in our area. So just something to look out for, especially if you're ordering stuff online and you don't work from home, or you're going to be gone. Try to time the packages at least on a day where you know you'll be home. But again, sometimes Amazon just be delivering really early while most people are still at work. You could send to Amazon lockers. Like, there's usually public Amazon lockers at grocery stores or drugstores and stuff like that. If you want to keep your packages safe, you can do it there, and then you can pick it up afterwards if theft is the issue in your area. So, hey, what's up, Shane Eslick? Good day, good day. Jan Carlos Diaz says, no joke, I actually caught someone almost stealing my package, and since then I have a cam on the front porch. The thing about having a cam, though, is that having a camera, if they're wearing a mask or like a ski mask or something that completely conceals their face, they're not going to care. They're going to steal the package anyways. But at least, I guess, if you have a camera, you can show the proof to Amazon or whatever company you're buying from, and they will hopefully more likely be willing to refund it, as opposed to if you don't have any proof, they might think you're just lying and trying to get free stuff. I mean, Jason, if you're still in the chat, did you ever get your thing figured out? I know you got a refund, but do you think if you had a footage of your your package never got delivered, so it wasn't necessarily stolen, so I guess that's different. Extreme Zone 987 says, glad I live in a country where porch pirates aren't really a thing. Yeah. Well, I'm curious outside of the US if that, like in Europe and Extreme Zone, you're from Canada, right? So yeah. Okay, he never delivered. Yeah, it depends on who you're buying from Amazon. If you're buying from direct, like Amazon, where it comes from a warehouse as opposed to someone else shipping it out, I think Amazon tends to take care of you pretty well. But yeah, well, actually, it was the driver. Huh? Interesting. When's the next LAN, lol? The next LAN is, I think, gonna be in March. We still haven't set a date specifically yet. We still have to work that out with the rest of the LAN crew. But yeah, it should be in March. So, Kuya Isaac, are you there? You just upgraded your membership to Nerd on a Big Budget, but you haven't said anything yet. But you're doing stuff behind the scenes, so. Jason says, yeah, I don't know. Maybe if someone actually stole it after delivery, you could give footage to the cops, even though I know they don't do crap when it comes to porch pirates. Hey, Kuya is here. But yeah, I mean, with the footage thing, I think it would give them more of a reason to just expedite the process to just send you another product, as opposed to, because you were saying, right, they were saying, oh, report it to the local authorities or something before we'll do anything about it. If there is no footage, I would think they would tend more to go that route. But if you do have footage of it, then maybe they'll still tell you to report to the authorities because they're just lazy and don't want to do anything about it. But yeah, porch pirates can steal my bills and junk. Lol. Okay. Do you stream on Twitch, man, or just YouTube? Eli, I only stream on YouTube, and that's just because I don't want to do the multi-stream thing. And then Twitch, I've never been a fan of Twitch myself. Like, I don't like to go watch other people's streams on Twitch. I don't know. Some of the basics Twitch doesn't have, like the ability to rewind to any point during the stream. I don't even know if they added that yet. You used to have to try to clip the video and then you can look at like the past 1 minute. But then on YouTube, it's like, oh, if you join stream late, you can backtrack while it's still live to like an hour ago and see what was going on there. So, yeah. Also, YouTube, with the memberships and emotes and everything, it just integrates better for me to stream on here with my YouTube account being my main social media account. So, that's why I don't stream on Twitch. And I've explained that multiple times before. Jan Carlos Diaz says, do you think Amazon is a good place to get PC parts? Yeah, Amazon is actually really good. Almost, I think the only thing that Amazon kind of is wishy-washy about is PC cases. Newegg definitely by far has like the most inventory when it comes to different types of PC cases. Amazon's going to carry mostly the more popular brands and bigger brands, but when you're looking for like a really cheap, one of the more like budgety brands, like let's say DIY PC or something like that, the inventory on Amazon is not as good, and their pricing is not always as good either. But if you're getting something that's pretty popular, like a Corsair 4000D or like an NZXT H510, Amazon typically has those and they have them at good prices. But for everything else, like RAM, memory, like SSDs, wait, RAM and memory are the same thing, but SSDs was a different one, or motherboard, CPUs, the prices are pretty good. Okay, Justin Alexander said, I purchased a 480 to anger the PC community and fund our great overlords at NVIDIA. Thoughts? I'm curious how much you bought that 480 for. I mean, if you needed a 480 and you didn't want to get a 490, see, the thing is 490s are still kind of out of stock, right? So they're kind of harder to find right now. Stock says, no, what is on your Christmas list? Honestly, I don't have anything on my Christmas list. My wife asked me that too. And I didn't give her anything. So she has to be creative and come up with something that I would enjoy, but not necessarily buy for myself type of thing. Hey, what's up, Chris? Hope you're doing well. Using your 3-month membership chat. Okay, so, all right, let me do some stuff real quick. I'll be answering questions, and we're gonna be talking still throughout the rest of the stream, but it's 10 minutes in. Hopefully people use the restroom, people got the water, because we got a couple of things to look at that I wanted to look at personally and talk about, and then we can go from there. So, as you've seen from the title and the thumbnail of this stream, this is the first thing I want to talk about. Also, these articles from Tom's Hardware is listed down in the description. They are listed down. What the heck is up with my grammar today? But yeah, so this article was from 6 days ago. And the first one I actually saw was the PC Mag one, which was published 2 days ago, but then I looked more into it, and then I think Tom's Hardware is the one I wanted to pull up, because we have the other article regarding this from March of this year. So basically, what they're saying is, do you guys remember the Chinese import tariffs that we had from Trump administration era, that basically it was a 25% increase on like a big list of different electronics. It wasn't just PC hardware, it was a variety, a number of things, but PC hardware was on that list. That's why at the beginning of this year, that we did see some price increases at the very beginning of this year. But if we go back to this article here, this was back in March. They basically put a halt on those tariffs temporarily until the end of this year, which is what this article is talking about. So essentially what's happening is those tariffs, or the halts on the tariffs, are going to end, which means that the prices are expected to go up unless they come together and basically reinstate it. Let me see if there's anything else in this article that is worth noting. So they're saying graphics card prices has every reason to increase even without these tariffs coming back, because of TSMC's increasing in prices. But basically, I think this is a good point that the article makes right here. A lot of people always ask, should I buy my PC components right now or wait? And typically that discussion comes up because there's always something coming around the corner, right? If you are specifically interested in a graphics card, because those are like the biggest heavy hitting items when it comes to like your parts list, right now, given this news that prices may be increasing, even if they don't increase, I still think it would be a good time to buy right now, because unless you have like over $700, $800, $900, $1,000 to spend, which is kind of what this new stuff that NVIDIA and AMD is coming out with, you're not going to be able to afford the stuff that's coming out, upcoming anyways. So if you are interested in the mid-range stuff, anywhere up to like an RTX 3070 or a GTX, or an RX 6700 XT, around that range or lower, you should be buying your stuff now, because prices, I think if anything, prices are going to go up because the inventory of those are going to decrease, while the stock of stuff like the RTX 4080 they're just not moving because people aren't buying them, except for that one person in chat who just said that they just bought the 4080 to please the NVIDIA overlords and make the rest of the PC community mad. But also RTX 4090s they're constantly out of stock right now too. So if you need to buy a graphics card or any other PC components, right, or other PC components, and you aren't looking for like the highest top end bleeding edge of tech, the time to buy is like right now. Arbiter says, I bought a 4082 Keck. Well, yeah, so if you need a high-end graphics card, the RTX 4080 is pretty much what you could go to and be guaranteed stock. because they haven't been moving that much. But let me take a look actually in here. Let's take a look at what RTX 4090, if we can find any in stock at around MSRP. See, this is what we're gonna run into when we go to Newegg. The lowest price RTX 4090 is gonna be for like $2,200. So $2,200, $2,350, $2,351, and these sellers are from Swing Computers, direct from AX Gaming, Deal Days. So all these are not directly from Newegg, otherwise the price should be noticeably lower than this. So yeah, you basically can't get a 4090 at reasonable prices even if you wanted to. Carrie Alper says, I have £1,000 budget for graphics card. I was looking at the RTX 4080. I'm waiting for it to drop below 1,000. I don't know if that's gonna happen anytime. Oh, what the heck? 1 second. Why is this not showing up? Here it is. Yeah. I don't know if the 4080 is gonna drop below 1,000 anytime soon. Eli May says, what type of camera do I have? I have a Sony. Chris, help me out. Chris, A5000. This is how little, again, I've mentioned this plenty of times on the stream as well as in videos. Oh, A5100. There we go. It's one of those ones. I can't remember, honestly. This camera is, I don't use it for anything except for streaming. And I'm not a Sony guy. I only got this camera in the, it was probably like 6 months ago or something like that. But I can't tell you because for most of my actual YouTube work, I use Canon stuff. I use a Canon T8i and T7i. This is just a dedicated stream camera. Yeah, a Sony A5000. Let me see if I can show it real quick. Let's see if DroidCam works. Come on. Just open selfie camera. Well, yeah, I'm trying to open, I'm trying to use my phone to show it. OBS DroidCam. Okay, here we go. So this is my streaming setup. Say hello, everybody. If I can get to focus real quick. So this is what it looks like behind the scenes. But yeah, so this is the camera that I'm using. It is light enough that I could put it on one of these cheap arms. But there it is. There's hello. But yeah, so Sony A5000. Oh yeah, you're right. I could have used a mirror. Let me stop this real quick. You see my drugs? Yeah, my prescribed drugs. Yeah, I got 2 separate drugs here. If anyone's trying to not catch COVID, got some Plaquenil for you, you know. Okay, so I guess that's pretty much on this story, though. We're gonna have to wait and find out to see if they renew this exemption, essentially. But again, I think most people have a budget to spend where if they bought right now, they won't feel like they missed out on the upcoming like graphics cards. Like when Nvidia releases their upper mid to more mid-tier stuff, as well as AMD, whatever AMD is releasing in the next couple of months, you're probably not going to be able to afford it if you have like 1,500 or less, realistically. Justin Alexander says, I'm rooting for AMD despite never actually owning one of their GPUs. Wait, Justin, what do you own right now? And that's good. I like that even though you've never owned AMD, you're rooting for it. But I hope that depending on what comes out, or if you need a graphics card update soon. Okay, he was the one that bought the 4080. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. You couldn't wait? What were you upgrading from? What did you upgrade from to get to your 4080? 30? Okay, got it. Wow, you did a 1-gen update? Okay, that's interesting to see. What is in the rest of your system? Because an RTX 3080, I would say, is still a very capable card that can carry a lot of people through to like the performance that they need in most of the games that they play. But yeah. KL130 says, loving his AMD card so far. Yes to over 60 FPS. Yeah, when you get the when you get an upgrade after like, and there's like a 4 or 5 year gap between the cards that you were using, it makes a huge difference. Okay, so Justin Alexander, you have a lot of money to spend. You're on a 13900K. So it explains why you didn't want to keep the 3080 and want to go up to 4080. You kind of want to be on the most, the newest updated stuff, right? Our flat went from a 860M to a RTX 3060, which is also a huge jump. An 860M. That is really old. 860M. I'm trying to think of what year that would have been. Let's see. So we're talking about a GTX 860M, which was out in 2014, it looks like. It's a mobile laptop graphics. So you just went from something that was almost 8 years ago and on laptop, because there's always a performance hit, even though you have the equivalent name of the card. Yeah, it's a huge jump. Congrats on the upgrade. EVGA has a... Okay, let's take a look at that. Do they have a $400... you said 3070 for 400? Honestly, it's been a while since I've looked at EVGA Bstock. Let's take a look at this real quick. Okay, straight up, let me answer this question in a second, but maybe we can find something here. Low to high. What is this? Okay, so we're looking at Bstock right here. Let me look at the power supplies. So, wow. Yo, EVGA Bstock deals have not been that great. Let me make sure I'm on the correct one. But yeah, if you want Bstock. Alright, oops. I was supposed to put a link with that, not to say Bstock. So if you want to follow along, let's take a look here. So the days of $20 to $30 power supplies are gone. Again, I've mentioned this in multiple videos. So the power supply market, for whatever reason, we've seen like a pretty big uptick in price, and it's even reflective in the used and refurbished market, as we can see here. Because if you look at this is a 460 watt power supply. This is Bstock, which means it's used. It's going for $40. We used to be able to find like 600 watt EVGA like white labels, or even sometimes bronze labels, brand new from like Amazon for around 40 to 50 bucks. So this 460 watt, $40 secondhand refurbished, whatever you want to call it, power supply is kind of reflective of what we're going through right now. And then they got some mice. You got a 600 watt. This is just a basic, yeah, 600 BA bronze for 50 bucks. Why? Well, I was gonna ask, why would you buy this? But you would buy it because on Amazon, brand new, this is gonna run you like 70 bucks. Let's take a look. Let's see, 600 watt BA EVGA. A 600 watt, yeah, 70 bucks. I was right. So you got, and here's one that's not even like any, not even bronze rated. I think this is like 60 plus white. But this is, or 80 plus white. So this one's 80 plus bronze for 70 bucks. So if you buy it used, you do get about a $20 discount. But even then, I don't know, man. So we'll keep going down. 600 BQ is 50 bucks also. So if you're on a really strict and tight budget, Okay, we're gonna run a poll. First poll of the night, actually. Start a poll. Okay, so we're gonna get new 600 watt PSU for, we're gonna say 50 bucks. No, 70 bucks. Use PSU, same as above. And then we're gonna cost 50 bucks. Alright, first poll. It's basically what we're looking at right here. Would you rather buy this $70 power supply or this $50 one from EVGA? You do get 1 year warranty, but for these ones, I believe they're 3 to 5 years. Let me take a look. Warranty. What is the warranty information? This has a 3-year warranty. Yeah, these lower end power supplies typically don't have as good of warranties. Which I've always looked at warranties of power supplies kind of reflective of how willing a company is to stand behind their product and how long it is expected to last. Now, there are plenty of power supplies with short warranties that end up lasting like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. But the fact that a company is willing to extend a warranty to a certain amount of time should tell you a little bit about maybe the type of quality of components they put in and the expected lifespan of it. But yeah, what are people more willing to buy? According to the poll, the votes so far, yeah, majority of people are voting for the new power supply for 70 bucks. Kevin Go says new for the peace of mind. Carrie Alpert says, I don't know. I don't like used power supply. I never trust it. So I've used in my own personal system, not just to showcase budget builds to drive down prices as cheap as possible, but I've used probably a good split 50-50 of used versus new power supplies in my system over the years. And that's probably why I'm comfortable personally with using used power supplies. But that answer changes for what the use of the system is for. If it's my own personal system, then I can troubleshoot things. So yeah, I'm definitely okay with using a used power supply. But if I'm selling it to a customer, or giving it to like a friend or family member, I would rather give them a new one just so that there's less chances of something potentially going wrong and then them having to hit me up for it. And I become tech support for like a bunch of people, right? Jason Whitmer says, just buy an Ares game and call it a day. Yeah. Well, the Ares game that I bought still is running strong anytime I have to use it to, you know, quickly test something. But yeah, I haven't used that one full time, so hard to talk about that. Yeah, that's a good point, Bakeda. 1-year-old power supplies are safe because of the bathtub model, which is essentially power supplies are more likely to die. That like here, let me see if I can bring it up. And it could be a bathtub or inverse bathtub, but it's basically this right here. Yeah, so we're talking about the failure rate of something is going to be the highest where it's at the very beginning because there's like a defect or something in it. And it wasn't caught during QA testing because they didn't test for long enough or hard enough. Or near the end of it where that is, you know, with the expected wearing of the parts and capacitors and stuff like that. That's where it's meant to die. But if you could pass this initial part, you should have a lower failure rate. So yeah, good point in bringing that up. So in terms of EVGA's refurbished power supply though, they don't really give you the details of what that particular unit, why it was in Bstock for. It could have been a return. It could have been something that was like a minor issue that they just fixed. Or it could have been something that was a major issue that they fixed. So yeah. But if you bought a used power supply from someone who knowingly was using it on a daily basis for 1 or 2 years, I've bought power supplies like that in my own personal system, and it's fine. The one lad says, I think there's a fear with used power supplies, like kind of spooky when that one thing could kill thousands of components. I'm trying to think of... Okay, let me end this. So, let me end the poll, and then we're gonna ask the next poll. Which would you rather buy? Most people would say they would rather spend the extra $20, which is going to be a 40% price increase from that $50. From 50 to 70 is a 40% price increase. 84% of you who voted said you would rather buy the new one and spend that extra money, which is fair. We're going to ask a new poll. Have you ever personally witnessed a PSU fry other components? Yes or no? And this isn't like, have you read a Reddit story or have you seen a forum post? Have you ever seen it personally, whether it's been you or like a friend? But I'm talking about first-hand witnessing or account, you know, or just seeing the aftermath of it. You have to have seen it in person. We're not talking about stories here. Have you ever personally witnessed a power supply fry other components? Because I think that is more uncommon than most people believe it to be. Shane Eslick said no, but I have had a motherboard take out a power supply. That's very interesting. Wonder how, do you know the details of it, or is it just kind of completely random? Jason says, for me, I've had power supplies, which, Jason, I do want to look at your setup video later today. I've already watched it, but I want to watch it on stream as well. So, yeah. That should be fun. So Jason says, for me, I've only had power supplies die when I wasn't using a UPS during thunderstorms, surges, etc. Once I got a UPS, I've been good. I think people shouldn't spend $150 on a power supply. Buy a UPS. That is a good point. I actually recently, let me see if I can, I recently put my entire setup onto that UPS that I bought recently. And that's so that we have been having some power outages, especially like in the winter / stormy fall months. So should anything go wrong, the UPS should protect it from a surge, but also keep my system up and running for a few minutes. So yeah, I'm on a UPS now, and I think this point that Jason is making is a really good point. Power supplies, I don't know. It's hard to justify unless you're getting like a small form factor or specialty 1000 watt, which most people don't need. I feel like most people don't need a crazy power supply much more than like 80 to 100 bucks. Any more than that, I think this is a better point, because a UPS is going to be useful in keeping your power or your PC still running and let you save stuff should anything go wrong. If you trip a, if you trip a breaker, which we do during the LAN parties, or like a thunderstorm, or something like that, yeah. Okay, so for this poll, have you ever personally witnessed a PSU fry other components? We have more than 3/4 of the votes saying no. People who have, did you already put in the chat? I might have missed it because I was talking. Let me see. ESD shock. Honestly, I think I'm not even afraid of like ESD for PC parts. Jay's 2 cents made a really fun video where they, like, on purpose rubbed their feet on the carpet and touched the PC while it was on, trying to shock it, and essentially nothing happened. Component quality, like nowadays, it's way better than it was, like 15-20 years ago. I don't think it's an issue at all. I've accidentally shocked my computer so many times because I'm always wearing socks. And we have carpet down here in the basement, and I've never damaged any component from ESD. Now, granted, if you do want to be super safe and, you don't want to risk anything, feel free to wear like an anti-static wristband if you want that's grounded, or always touch other metal to ground yourself before working on PC parts. But yeah. Okay, Ah, Jason's timed him out. So straight up, I hope you are still watching, even though you just got timed out. I was meaning to get to your question. $250. All right. So can I bring that question up, even though it was deleted? I can't. Straight up, we're gonna answer your question. Don't go anywhere. Oh, hey, what up, Shauner? You hate school? How you doing? I'm doing good. Yeah, I hate school too. I could never go back to school, like to get a master's or like a PhD or anything like that. Yeah. So, yeah, it's not letting me bring it back up in the highlights. Let me see. No, I feel bad because he, straight up dude asked this earlier, and I just started talking about other stuff. But all right. For $250, off the top of my head, I think I'm gonna have to go with either the 6600 XT or 6650 XT. Which I'm not sure if people already said that in the chat to let straight up know. But let's take a look at 6650 XT real quick. Also, straight up, I'm gonna assume you're in the US. If you're not, let us know once you get back from being timed out. Sorry about that. So let's take a look here. And if we sort by lowest price, we do have one for $250 after a mail-in rebate, which that's a discussion to have in itself, but let me get a short link from NOAB here. So $250 after mail-in rebate, 6650 XT. Yeah, mail-in rebates are stinky. They are stinky. They're not my favorite thing in the world. But yeah, so this one's $270, which honestly isn't bad. Let's take a look at the used market. There should be stuff from mining that's hitting eBay now. Especially like, it should come in cheaper. We're gonna look at buy it now because that's how I roll. I ain't bidding on anything. Alright, so less than 2 months old, 6650 XT Gigabyte. This is the Gigabyte Gaming OC. This one's $227. Seller does have feedback. Let's take a look here. Received from Newegg on 10/15/22. May have 10 hours of use. Great card. Family video editing is making me go to a much more expensive card. You included part of the order from Newegg to prove it was recent. I mean, you could... That's something that you can easily lie about. So here's the invoice for it. What if they just... Here's me being super paranoid, right? What if they bought also the same version of this card that was mined on and switched it, and now they're trying to sell it to some sucker so they can get a used mining card? How likely is that? Probably not likely at all. You could probably also check the serial number on the box with the one that you receive, the sticker on it with the barcode, and you can confirm if it was actually the same card that goes to that box. But I mean, the price is so close. You're talking about after shipping, because Newegg's gonna definitely have free shipping, right? Newegg, don't let me down. Yeah, Newegg does have free shipping here. So you're talking about $270 or $250 after mail-in rebate, or this one's already $242 because you have to take into account shipping. Carrie Alpert says, doesn't eBay have a feature for scams so you can get your money back? Yeah, they do. But there's like a limit on that, right? I think Newegg's return window policy or something is like 6 months. It definitely is not as long as a typical card's warranty is if you bought brand new. So that's something you have to take into account. Real Doxa says, one more time, how can I know if a GPU used for mining or no? That's actually, I don't have a good answer for that. I think you just have to look at the clues, right? So if I were to come across a graphics card listing on Craigslist, OfferUp, eBay, etc., the first thing I would do is look at the seller's profile, and are they selling like 50 different cards also? Or are they just selling a one card? That's not gonna give you your absolute answer, but it's a start. You could ask them, like, do they have the original invoice of it, just to see how old the card is, but people can get around that as well. I guess, what does chat have to say about how could you know if they flash some custom BIOS on it and you get it in that state? But most people, when they sell their mining cards back to the general market, they reflash the original BIOS on it. So that's not a good way to for sure know either. Yeah, just like I said earlier, if it's an AMD card and the seller is selling 100 of them, it is probably mined on. And yeah, same thing applies to NVIDIA, because NVIDIA cards were also pretty popular for mining, like the 3060, 3070, 20, yeah, basically all of them, except for the hash rate limited one. The Smash TV Network says, stay away from used unless it's... I don't know if I agree with this one. Let's take a poll. So we're going to end the current poll. Have you ever personally witnessed a PSU fry of the components? Almost 3/4 of the people said no. So we're going to take a poll. I'm going to put some percentages, and let me know what your guys' threshold is for buying a used graphics card. Start a poll. What? And we're gonna go, let's see, 20% off, 30% off, 40% off, and then 50% off, or more. And I only have 4 options I could put, guys, so I just put the ones that I thought kind of made sense. We went in 10% increments. For 10% off, I would say I would just go with the new card if it was only 10%. So the votes are between 20, 30, 40% off, or 50 or more. Wow. Well, straight up, are you back yet? I don't know how long you got timed out for. Straight up. Hopefully you're still watching. Because we're trying to answer this question for you here. But yeah. For $250, I think this is the card to go for. Wow. That all the RX 6650 XT deals just went out the door. A lot of them are creeping up closer to $300 now. So, like I was saying at the beginning of stream, if you're operating in that mid-range now and you have like a budget of $1,000 to like $1,500, $1,400, the time might be to buy right now. I would, if I had to bet, I would bet on prices increasing. And again, they said regardless of tariff or not. Have y'all noticed in the last, like, I don't know, 5 to 6 years, there's always been something major, and this may have spanned even longer than that, but I wasn't paying attention to PC tech until I started my channel. I wasn't paying as close of attention as to like the hardware market and price trends and stuff like that. But ever since I started the channel, like near the beginning when I started my channel, we had the DRAM shortage, like memory shortage. I think it was due to like the tsunami affecting facilities in, was it Thailand? Which caused DDR4 RAM at the time to basically double in price. And then since that one, we also had other instances in time where there was basically a memory shortage. So RAM and SSD prices essentially doubled in price or near there. We've had power supply price spikes, which we're going through right now, but we've seen this in the past as well. We did have GPUs being heavily affected by mining. So it's like at every point in time, there will be something from your PC part list that will not be ideally priced. Right now, I would say it's pretty confidently it's only the power supply. Everything else is relatively cheap, you know, except for like the new NVIDIA graphics cards. But yeah. But right now, it looks like graphics card prices might be going back up. Yeah, we're starting to see these no more than, I mean, you only have 3 cards that are $300 or below, when the other week, especially during Black Friday, we were seeing like at least 6 or 9 cards, all with like great deals and stuff. Let's look at 6600 non-XTs. What are the prices of these? Eduardo, let's answer this question in a second here. After we look at 6600 prices. Yeah, we're even seeing it here too. If we don't see anything under $200, it is a sign. All right, so 215. It does come with 2 games though. 230, 235. Remember, we were seeing these $200 or less. So prices are slowly going up. I'm not even gonna look at NVIDIA cards because, you know, those are still expensive. All right. Eduardo is asking, what causes a PC to suddenly shut down after a short amount of time, then restarting? It could be a number of things. If it's overheated, which I hesitate just to say if it's a heat issue, because when you first boot up, it's not like everything's running on full cylinders, right? Even if your fan was like off, so long as you had like a heatsink on it, for boot up, it'll, I don't think it should shut off. It would probably just run at high temperatures or throttled. So definitely, Eduardo, what you need to do is you need to get a program like this and try to take a look at what's going on. So here's hardware info, and it's gonna be hard because your PC seems to be shutting off, so you might not see the information on time. But get hardware info, install it. There's other programs like Hardware Monitor. You can use this one too. Hardware Monitor by CPU ID. You can use either of these programs. It will tell you everything you want. Here, let me look at mine. Let me see if I can get this on the screen without it being super tiny text. Okay, so yeah, let me see if I can get this window here. I'm gonna add no capture. Okay, here we go. So here's my hardware info. Oh man, this is so tiny. You guys probably will struggle seeing it. But here, in here, you can see everything that's going on with your system. So first things definitely you should look out for is if you go scroll down here, you can see like CPU temperatures. So you can see your overall and individual core temps. But like my CPU temperature right now running a stream is like 44 degrees C. You can look at so there's package temperature down here right now too. I have my fans turned down a bit, so this one's running at 60 C. And then my graphics card, where's it? Where's the graphics card at? GPU. Oh, here. My GPU, and this is what I'm streaming off of, is running at like 49 degrees. So yeah, get that and see what's going on. There's so many different things that could be going wrong with it that it's hard to say without knowing. Close this. Anthony just donated $1. Thank you. Wait, Anthony, did you try to say something with it, or? It looks like not. So thank you for the $1 dono, Anthony. All right. Sergeant Reaper 22 says, I've been enjoying the videos, Danny, and do crypto miners normally sell their mining GPUs with the gaming BIOS we flash to it? Is it hard to do? No, flashing the BIOS is not hard to do. I'm trying to think. Yeah, it's not hard to do. You would just go to Tech Power Up and they have all the tools. Here. Let's see if I can bring up that source. BIOS flash. You just follow the instructions. BIOS flashing downloads. But Tech Power Up has everything you need from the BIOS and the tools to flash the BIOS in there. But I would say crypto miners, from what I've seen, they typically reflash the BIOS for you because they aren't trying to give away the fact that they were using these cards for mining. So most of the time, and I've bought graphics cards from miners. Let me try to think of how many I've bought from a miner before. Probably I can count them on like one hand, like 4 or 5 of them. And yeah, every single time they've been flashed for me, like back to the normal gaming BIOS, or like stock factory BIOS rather. Oh, Anthony says to enjoy McChicken, dude. McChickens are like, I'm gonna have to supplement the rest of it because I think McChickens are like $1.79 now. How much does a McChicken cost now? McDonald's updated menu prices, $1.29 here, but that's definitely not Seattle prices. How much does a McChicken cost? Do they... they don't have the price? Yeah, they removed the price, so yeah, I'll get a McChicken. But thank you for covering most of it. Alright, what else do we have? Were they good despite usage? Yeah. Every mining card I've bought, it was fine. I've never had issues with it. So every time I bought a mining card, I would take it home and I would test it for like a day or two straight. Throw, every synthetic benchmark. Oh, which by the way, I do have Unigine Superposition here running in the background. This is for an upcoming video. I'm just kind of doing some stress testing right now. But the upcoming video for this weekend should be really fun. It's gonna be a budget, all brand new parts PC. Kind of like super budget, all brand new parts PC. So yeah, I'm running that in the background. But yeah, essentially, when you get a card that's mined, you should test it as soon as you can, throwing heavy loads at it for sustained durations, and throwing a variety of loads at it. So don't just do one thing. Test like multiple different games, because sometimes hardware can have issues with specific scenarios where they can run 99% of the things fine, and that 1% it'll crash and give you issues. So you just want to try to kind of weed all of that out if possible, if that makes sense. Eduardo, thank you for the water reminder. Heavy Shutter Thug, exactly. Heavy loads. Okay, so if we're taking a look at the poll results, what discount would you buy a used GPU for after all the votes? The winning one is 40% or more, with a little bit more than 1/3 of the votes. Next up is 50%. Okay, I don't think 50% is like a realistic number to chase for used GPUs. And we're talking about modern stuff, right? We're not talking about like stuff that's 5, 6, 7 years old. Because then, yeah, those will take about a 50% price reduction from their MSRP. But if you're only willing to buy a graphics card that is used from a current generation, and let's just use a 6650 XT, for example. Let's just say $300. We're going to kind of overestimate here. You're expecting to buy a 6650 XT used for $150? I don't think that's realistic at all. Nobody's going to sell it for that much because they could get more money for it. I think most people are, which means if that's your requirement, you're not going to get a used graphics card. Unless you get like a once in a lifetime deal. Yeah, most people, I think when they put current gen hardware on sale used, you're only looking at like a 25 to 30, maybe if you're lucky, 40% discount. But for hot commodities like graphics card, people know that they're still valuable and still perform well, so they're not going to give you that 50% discount, unfortunately. Because obviously, being a super cheap person myself, I would love to get graphics cards at 50% of their, new prices. It's just, It's just not realistic, unfortunately. Justin Alexander just became a channel member. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for the support. Okay. And you got with the glass push emoji. It's straight up. Are you still there? I hope you're not still timed out. I hope you got the question that you wanted answered, because I think that was, I think it was a good question. It was just there were so many things that was coming up and daisy chaining from my conversation that it took me a while to get to it. But I do try my best to get to as many questions and comments as I can. He got timed out for, yeah, he might have just straight up left then. Yeah, because 300 seconds was only, that's only 5 minutes, so dang. Hopefully they didn't get butthurt. Okay. Next thing up. Okay, we've been talking a lot about the graphics cards, potential price increases, etc. Let's take a look at this Fractal design case. This is kind of new and interesting and different. So I woke up to my Twitter feed today with basically a lot of content creators talking about Fractal design, and I had no idea this was even coming up. And to be honest, I haven't used many Fractal design cases in my time. I probably used like 3 of them total. There's just so many cases out there, and I'm not a person who builds PCs to sell on a regular basis, especially like not anymore. And back then when I was doing it, I was definitely using more budget parts. But nowadays I don't really do that as much. So I don't use every single case out there. That's why in every build video I try to like use a different case, even though it's not like the best value or something, just to get more build experience with it. But hey, what's up, Circadia B2? How you doing? Hope you're doing well. This new Fractal design case is got a lot of tech tubers talking about it on social media. We've seen video. Let's see. So we got Jason's video right here, which we're gonna pull up later. But Fractal design. If I just look at Fractal design right now, the top searches is gonna be from like Fractal design themselves. We got level 1 tech. We've got Hardware Canucks, Gear Seekers. We got Kit Guru. Looks like Gamers Nexus didn't get one, or if they did, they're too busy doing AMD coverage for their new graphics cards that they couldn't get to this on day 1 launch. We got Tech Notice. I don't know what this channel is, but yeah. So there's still, oh, Short Circuit did a video too. So most people should have seen this already. Okay, so the biggest thing about this case looks like, let me read this paragraph. North helps to reimagine the gaming station, they say. Trying to use that like verbiage and stuff to attract gamers. Introducing natural materials and bespoke details for a case which integrates stylishly into the living space. Let's be honest here. How many people have like a modern living space that a case like this would even fit into? This case definitely won't fit into my setup because I don't have that. This is very much like a, look at this. This is the living space. Who actually has living spaces like this, especially if they're either on a budget or younger or don't even have their own like home yet, you know, living in apartments or still living with your parents. This is what I would think is like kind of an unrealistic living space aesthetic where everything is so minimal. There's not a drop of cable management or wire anywhere to be seen. But that's what they're saying it is kind of designed to like mesh and blend into, right? Yeah, this looks like a showroom, if anything. I don't know if anyone can actually live in this tidy and clean of a space. But merging design and airflow engineering, this case features fine pattern mesh ventilation and an open front with real walnut or oak panels. Design is complemented by sleek brass or steel details and an integrated tab for easy access to the top of the case. All right, so yeah, I mean, for the most part, two of the biggest things I noticed here is no tempered. Do they have a tempered glass version? Did they say? Let me click on the actual product itself. Oh wait, here's some of the features too. Let's go over these. Shauner says, I have an oak desktop and white Alex drawers. The North will fit in perfectly. Okay, so I mean, I'm sure some people with cleaner aesthetics, they could definitely fit this in. All my stuff is black. I don't know if they have a black version of this case. We'll see. But developer enjoyable building. So that's the most important thing, which I wouldn't. I mean, Fractal Design, they make high quality cases, typically with like the ease of building in mind. So that's already like a given for them. And the gaming experience, whatever that means. Intuitive interior layout, generous compatibility, supports GPUs up to those lengths and dimensions, 360 radiator up front for a smooth start. It already comes with two 140 millimeter fans. It has a USB-C port. As the drive mounts up to 4 2.5 inch drives and 2 3.5 inch drives out of the box, which is kind of standard. Not many cases nowadays support like a ton of drives and stuff, as we've been seeing. Why is it so hard to find a low-end case with the USB-C? It's because, honestly, that's a good question. I think most people who are using budget cases are probably using either older hardware or lower-end hardware without USB-C. So the companies are just trying to save as much as they can and scrape margins. But yeah, I have noticed that too. Unfortunately, if you're using a low-end case, the motherboard you pick, because sometimes motherboards only have one, like USB-C on the header or only in the rear. It's not until you get higher end in motherboards that you get both. So if you're using a low-end case, definitely make sure it has it in the rear and not as the header. But okay, let's take a look at this. We can click on the product image here. So there's the white one. So is there no version with tempered glass? Are they left side panel? Oh, so there are two panels according to the product page. They do have a tempered glass one. I'm curious if any of the pictures are going to show it. But mesh or tempered glass. So let's take a look at these pictures. Oh, there is a black version. That one probably still won't. I think to have this really mesh in well with your setup, you're going to need a desk that has like a wood-like finish. Or other stuff like shelving on the wall. Because if you don't, I think it would look out of place. Like, I could not incorporate this into my desk setup. Where's it? Do they not have a tempered glass version, for example? I wonder what the tempered glass one looks like. If it's like the whole panel or just like partial with bezels. Let's look at the... Oh, here it is. It's not the whole panel. Man, that's a big chunk of it. What do you guys think of that? Oh, it's to make room for these wooden slats and whatever's going on behind here. That is a decent... Do I have a better angle of it? So here's the side profile of it, which is really hard to see in white on this white background. Let me change it to black real quick. Let's go to this picture. So here's the black version. Ooh, with the gold finishes. Okay. I mean, that does look really cool. But here's the black version. So it does have a big chunk of the side panel. I guess you can't call it the side panel. It's just, there's a big chunk of it that's reserved for fans and cooler and stuff. The black looks so good. I think you meant to say NGL for not gonna lie, unless BGL stands for something. Hey, what's up, Joel? Sorry, I just saw your message. I've probably missed a bunch of your other chat, but you gotta head off, so see you later. Oh, you guys are having a discussion about 7950s and 280Xs and stuff? I wish I was a part of that. No. But have a good night, man. Big gonna lie, exactly. That's what BGL stands for. But this case, what was the MSRP? Was it a 130? Let's see if I can find a retailer. Is this even available yet? All continents. North America. Amazon has it. Where's Newegg? Is it gonna take me to the product page? It's not. It's gonna take me, of course, to here. I don't know if this is even available yet, or if it was just... It might have just been the review embargo. Oh, no, it is! It is available. It's not... See, this is what I was talking about earlier. Amazon case selection is just... It can't... It's just like one or two steps behind Newegg. Fractal Design North, unless it's down here somewhere. Nope, I'm not seeing it. I'm scrolling down. So yeah, I can't find it on here, and I have the exact name typed in. But when you go to Newegg, boom, it's right here, readily available. Maybe they're staggering the shipments to the different retailers. That could be the case too. But all right, 130 bucks with no free shipping. You're killing me. You're killing me, Newegg. Usually on high ticket items there is free shipping, but so 140 bucks after shipping. That's pretty reasonable, especially considering they are using real wood. Alright, do they have a better picture of the front panel? I'm trying to see how much air is actually being blocked by it. Yeah, black is out of stock. It wasn't available earlier today. So yeah, maybe give it like a week or something and maybe Amazon would also get it. Heck, I'm gonna go buy it. Yo, Shauner, make sure to post pictures of your setup with it incorporated afterwards. I would love to see it and show it on the stream. Searching for parts sucks on Amazon is bad like Reddit search. Yeah, I agree, Shutter Thug. I complain about it every time. Also, straight up, I'm glad to see you're still here. Thanks. I'm getting the RX 6650 XT for Christmas and I'm putting 150 in. Yeah, so that is the card to go for. Either 6600 or 6650 XT in my opinion. Glad to see you still stuck around. So, what is going on with this front here? Let me see if their page shows more details. So, there's a filter back there. Here's a complete front view. I mean, I'm sure the engineers at Fractal know what they're doing. But essentially half of this panel is blocked up by these wooden slats. I don't know for a typical mesh case what the ratio is of like holes versus not holes. But this one looks pretty clear. The width of this looks like the same as here. So it's about 50% coverage with these wooden panels. So... Hey, what's up, Dr. Koonin? You're late. Hurt your back lifting packages. We're doing well. Hope you're doing well and hope you... Dude, as we get older, and I know you're older than me, but I've started to notice my back hurting when I'm doing... Like, I just had to shovel snow the other day, and I tried to do, like, a huge pile of snow in one go, and I definitely... tweaked something in my back because I wasn't using good form and I wasn't squatting down all the way. I was just trying to do it with my back. Ugh, no bueno. So yeah, definitely take care of yourself the older you get. With the Eduardo, man, with the MVP water reminders, because my mouth is getting so dry talking so much. But yeah, I mean, I'm fine now. I think what I need to do is, I haven't been working out. I've been lazy. I need to get back into working out just to keep my core strength. So when I do stuff like that and heavy lifting around the house randomly, it doesn't take me by surprise. So, yeah, I mean, let's get a quick poll. You feeling this new Fractal design North case? Yes. Meh. Alright, so there's 3 ways you can vote. So for me, what am I gonna vote for this? I would say... Yeah, I would say heck yes. Not like... I would say heck yes from the, like, engineering / design standpoint and the appreciation of a case like this. I wouldn't personally use it for my setup as I have my setup right now, because my setup is mostly just black tables and stuff like that. I do not have any wood incorporated into my personal desk setup, so I don't think I would want to go for a case like this because of that. But I mean, I can see why there's a lot of hype on social media right now, and a lot of people looking at this and thinking it's gorgeous. Like, I totally get it. And at a $130 price point, it is not too expensive. It is lacking RGB, but yo, actually, what if people threw RGB into this case? I'm curious to see, because this only launched today officially, right? I'm very curious to see, once people start posting pictures, how this would look like with RGB in it, because you know people are gonna do it. I think this is a case where you're meant to use like no LED fans, or if anything, if you do like the white build, you use white LEDs only, but no RGB. But I'm curious to see, once people start putting unicorn puke in this, if they can still make it look good. Dude, RGB infused wood would have to be something like cutting a slot out in the wood, running an RGB strip, and then covering it with epoxy or something like that. But We Have Fun says, the price makes me go meh on the PC case. I do not like spending more than $60 PC case. Wait. I guess my question is, We Have Fun, if you were to do a $1,000 PC build, or let's just even say $1,500, $1,500, would you still try to use a $60 case? I feel like $60 PC case, that's something I would target for like a $600, $700, $800 build. But as the build budget increases, you have a lot more flexibility and wiggle room to get a nice, slightly nicer case without having to cut on like the, like the quality, or like the RAM capacity, SSD, PSU quality, stuff like that. So like, I feel like any build I've usually done from $1,000 to like $1,500 in recent times, it has been pretty easy to fit like a case that's around $90 to $100. J-Man Gumming says, I just built my first system with the Ryzen 5 5600 tough gaming B550 plus Wi-Fi 2 and a Seagate Barracuda 500 gig NVMe, but when I try to download Windows with the USB, it won't work. It doesn't detect it as a boot. J-Man Gumming, did you follow my exact tutorial? Which one was my most recent one? 1 year ago. Yeah, I have 2 videos on this, but this is the more recent one. How did I get the share for this? Hey, what's up, bro? Did you follow this video? When you try to download Windows with the USB, it doesn't detect it as a boot. So assuming you follow this video completely correctly, I think you would probably have to check, is the USB device detected when you go into the motherboard BIOS? Because if so, you might have to change the boot priority or boot order. Or you might have to mess around with like the legacy versus like, what's it called? UEFI settings. Wow. Why is this buffering? But yeah, if you went through and created this installation tool, and you went through all of this process, which by the way, when you use this Windows media creation tool, it wipes your flash drive, so make sure you don't have any important data on it. But also, it reformats it to a FAT32, as opposed to, what is it, NTFS, drive. So, yeah, I'm thinking it's not the USB device, but it's more likely your BIOS settings and your boot priorities. Where's that? Japoye says, Nerd Budget, would you ever do a flipping challenge like Christopher Yee? I've done a flipping challenge before. This was a long time ago when I was a lot smaller. Not Christopher, what am I doing? I gotta keep this page on. I've done it before, but where's that video? What the? Is it not on here anymore? It was against another smaller content creator, but his video was right here. Mine, I actually ended up finding a full system that I was able to easily flip. But I don't know. I'm not really into like the whole challenge thing, especially if it has to do with collaborating with other content creators, just because with how you have to line up releasing videos, you are reliant on the other person also being like timely with their video. And a lot of the content creators, you know, everyone's busy with their own stuff, so trying to align it so that you're both working on the same video, especially with flipping challenge and stuff like that, you're dealing with buying and selling, which can take a random amount of time to accomplish. Not everything you list on Craigslist or OfferUp is going to move at the same rate. So something like that logistically, even though the video concept would be good, logistically could become a nightmare when you're taking into account other like channels to bring into the challenge. I'm not saying I am totally against doing any kind of flipping challenge in the future. And then Christopher Yee doesn't really make too much content on YouTube anymore. He makes a video every month, every 2 months, every 3 months or something. He's basically focused on full-time streaming now. So, yeah, trying to collaborate with someone who's like that, who doesn't even regularly make content, that's very difficult as well. Okay. So we talked about, someone was talking about the membership shout out. Let me bring that up real quick. This is how big the membership shout out is now. See, so the thing is, when we do gain a lot of new memberships when people are super generous, which we do have NOAB up here, added NOAB to the list, when they're generous and donate a lot, but at the same time, people fall off of the memberships, right? Not everyone who gets a gifted membership is going to continue to like support after the fact. So while we do get a big influx of memberships at certain points of time, there's always people being cut off at the tail end that don't renew. So yeah, but the list did indeed grow from the last time. So yeah, get your magnifying glasses out if you want to see. But just want to say thank you for the support to all the channel members or gifters out there. So back to the chat. Citrus says, before I left my house, I had the stream up since pre-live to give you more views. Citrus, I appreciate that. Every view helps, especially for something like this live stream, which for the most part, it's only relevant when I live stream. The VOD afterwards, the playback, it doesn't usually garner that many more views. So I appreciate it. And I'm glad to see you here, Citrus. Speaking of super donors, you being one of them. All right. So I was now gonna go into. We have our friendly community, Jason Witmer, you know, resident troll here. That I was going to show y'all his new setup. So if y'all didn't know, let me get Jason Whitmer's J Whitmer YouTube. If you guys want to see tech content from another content creator that who's one of my buddies, who's one of my WoW guildies as well. He was in the PAX video. Definitely check out Jason's stuff. He's pretty funny. He's pretty witty. He's got some stuff. But he recently redid his desk setup, so I wanted to watch this video on stream and just go over it. Hey, Anthony, you have a good night. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Alright, before we get to Jason's video though, Japoye asks, what is my favorite ice cream flavor? What is the mint? What is it? I think I could always go for cookies and cream. Just the old standard cookies and cream, ice cream right here. I could always go with that, or mint cookies and cream, which all the different places have different names, like mint cookie crunch from Dryers. This is also one of my favorites. So yeah, I like the big chunks of cookies in it. So yeah. Oh yeah, I just noticed that. Here's him and Dalaran. Okay, let me see if the audio is right for this one.
This is my current desk setup, and once you're done throwing up by how awful it is, I'm sure you'll notice that this is just a temporary setup I used while I was painting my office. Here is what the office looks like now.
How's the audio levels, by the way? Wow, he just showed the before and after, and that is his new one. Let me know how the audio levels is. Playing audio through the computer to get to you guys and not going to the mic, it's always a struggle. But if the audio is fine, I will continue to play the video and stop it to comment as necessary. So we just saw it's low. Okay, let me see. How can I turn that up? Open volume mixer, Google Chrome. Hopefully that helps.
Now, let's go through the steps I took to get to this point. The room was finally ready to get cleared out, and at 2 a.m. I decided to finally move everything out to get started. Now, I'm not one of those Instagram battle station people. I can't stand that level of perfection and artistry.
I just realized I was muted. I'm muting so that the sound doesn't go through the mic because I'm not wearing headphones. Sorry, let me repeat all the things I just said. I don't know why the video was stuttering like that. I'm not downloading any games on my system back there, so I don't know why my internet is having issues, but it was like a bad dub because Jason was talking too. Yeah, but okay, we're gonna continue to play this, and I'm just gonna comment as is. This is as high as volume I could get though. So actually, let me see. Advanced audio properties, desktop audio gain. Let me get some gain on that. Let me get like 3 decibel increases. Okay, close. All right. We'll try it now.
My desk is somewhere I actually use to work and play, so things might not be as beautiful as those battle stations, but I'll do my best. After clearing the room, I put down these newly assembled legs that are able to rise and descend my desk. They aren't an expensive brand, just a mid-sized one I found on Amazon. On top of that goes my desktop. I used to just rock an IKEA Lindman tabletop, but with all the crap I put on my desk and what I put it through, I decided to grab a butcher block, then sand and stain it to use as my tabletop. It's 6 feet long by 30 inches wide.
Yeah, so Jason has a butcher block on top of the legs, which the first thing that I noticed, which a lot of people do the butcher block on top of whatever legs, or even on those IKEA Alex drawer units on the sides. That's a very popular thing to do. This butcher block is really long though, and when it goes on the legs, because I think the legs that he got couldn't expand, but there's a lot of overhang, but I think he fixes it though.
So it's an absolute big boy, big chungus. You can see me looking like an idiot here.
Yo, look at Jason right there. I wish I could zoom in without it. Can I zoom in? No, it kind of messes. But see, this is why I like Jason's content. He's got a lot of self-deprecating jokes, and he doesn't take himself too seriously. So it's, it makes it fun to watch.
Trying to make sure it is lined big boy, big chungus. You can see me looking like an idiot here, trying to make sure it is lined up evenly in the middle of the legs. The tabletop is just a little too big for the legs, so it's a tiny bit wobbly, but after screwing everything down, it felt way better. Alright, we've got a desk.
Yeah, so typically when you compare the distance of the overhang on the sides of the desk, it's usually smaller relative to the gap between the legs. But I mean, this works. This is, you know, this is a very affordable budget desk legs. If you want the ones that can expand and stuff, it gets crazy expensive fast, so.
First thing I needed to do was find a way to hide the cables. Since this was going to be a standing and sitting desk, I needed all the cables to be safely organized so it won't get caught on anything and send my expensive monitors flying across the room. I got these 2 organizers on Amazon and try to get them screwed in as close to the bar as I can.
So yeah, he's doing the cable management stuff. Definitely recommend. Also, we got NOAB in the house. NOAB, I'm going to bring up the list for NOAB real quick. Sorry. Just because he missed it when I brought it up earlier. So this is what the list is looking like, NOAB. Thank you for the contributions to it, because like I was mentioning earlier, we do have drop off in membership at the end of the month when, you know, people who got gifted do not renew, which is very normal. But you basically replenished it and made the list even bigger. So NOAB, you do get your spot up there in the super gifters, and I really do appreciate it. Yeah, but NOAB in the house, everybody. Helping to support the channel above and beyond, you know, the typical ways of supporting, and giving some of y'all out there some gifted memberships so you can dick around with the emojis and get the cool badges and stuff like that. But yeah, appreciate it, NOAB. What we're doing right now is going over Jason Witmer's desk setup. But yeah, if you got a membership from NOAB, be sure to thank him and appreciate him, because I definitely appreciate him. But if it went to you specifically, be sure to give him, you know, a pat on the back and say thanks.
They fit perfectly between the 2 legs. Now, I didn't think much about this dirty surge protector. It's drywall dust from sanding before painting, I swear. This one has plenty of ports, USB, and
YouTube, I'm going to kill you. Why? Why? It's already pre-buffered. Oh. So NOAB, it is not my AMD card. I was just watching YouTube videos just fine earlier. Something's going on right now. No, all my downloads should have been done. For the new system, I just threw like 1 million downloads running simultaneously. So yeah, something's definitely going on. If it was my AMD graphics card, it wouldn't also be doing this right now. But regarding new merch, the next merch I am in the process of working on, I want it to be LAN party theme related. So that's what it's gonna be. It's gonna probably say LAN party stories on it, and what the graphic is I'm still working on. So yeah. I'm gonna refresh and see if that helps.
this is my current before painting, I swear. This one has plenty of ports, USB.
Jason, you know what's funny? I just bought that exact same thing. This power strip, I think it has 13 on it, right? I just bought that before like seeing your video. I actually bought 2 of them. I think it's this brand, right? The Tron one. Basically, it has the USB ports on it, as well as how many things is this? Yeah, 13 outlets. I bought 2 of them for my desk setup because it's like one of the cheapest ones on Amazon that has this many ports on it, or plugs on it, as well as USB ports. So yeah, I think these ones were like 35 bucks. I got the 10 feet one so that I could run with my cables. But that's yeah. I mean, it's basically the only choice if you're gonna go with like lots of plugs, long cord, USB, and like budget friendly. Because there's definitely more power strips out there, but they cost a lot. This is one of the more budget friendly options. And I have that up to my UPS. So in terms of surge protection, I'm not too worried about it because I have my UPS like as a middleman from the wall. So.
And even has 4 mounting points to screw in underneath. I also wanted this to be as close to the legs as possible, just so I can tuck the cable to the back of the legs to be hidden from view. I'll talk more about my PC later, but I wanted to decide if I was going to put it on the floor, keep it on the table, or even mount it under the desk. I ended up deciding just to keep it on the table for now. I chose this white Lian Li case because it has good airflow and was easy to build in. Next up, I'm bringing in my monitors. My main monitor is a 48-inch OLED from LG.
That is... You said... Did he say 48 inches?
Monitor is a 48-inch OLED from LG. I've been using it for 10 months.
And it's OLED too, but that is huge for a desk. Like, this desk doesn't look that wide. It looks like the same distance from what I'm sitting to mine. 48, wow. I forget, do you show footage of you sitting there with it in front of you?
And it makes everything look absolutely beautiful. It really is the pinnacle of PC gaming at this point. Next to it is a 32-inch and 27-inch 4K monitors, also from LG. I bought these used from people on Facebook. I swear I don't have an LG bias. There just weren't many people making 4K monitors in this size 5 years ago. I have them mounted on this cheap vertical mount, but it does save a lot of table space. I forgot to screw in the controller for my motor that pushes the desk up and down, so I put that in the front. At this point, it was like 5 a.m., so I thought it was a good time to start managing cables under the desk. I'm not an expert at this, but I did end up using some sticky cable ties that helps keep everything tied to the desk and not hanging.
Okay, so one thing I saw, I've used these types of sticky cable ties before. They don't last. Mine fell off after like a month or two, especially if you're living in a place that heat cycles or like heat and cold, you know, like summer versus winter months or whatever. The adhesives on them, they end up failing because they you know, are trying to hold up a cable. If it was on a wall or something sideways, it would be one thing because then you're dealing with shearing forces, but you're dealing with underneath a table where the force is kind of pulling down. Unfortunately, I typically hate to drill holes into things, but when you're doing stuff underneath the desk, you have to drill holes. Either that or use like zip ties or something very physical and strong, because adhesives, they just don't work. Yeah, but it looks like Jason's saying in chat, bro, I returned them the next day. Mine fell off too. Exactly. That's the first thing when I saw that you used this in this video. That was the first thing I thought. I was like, oh, you went with the adhesives.
I added an RGB strip to the outside of the desk too. I didn't want a massive amount of RGB, but I do like a little bias lighting under the desk.
At this point, it looks like he fell asleep on the floor. I wonder if the camera was still running. And then he woke up and finished it.
Let's talk about the stuff on my desk rather than the stuff under. My mouse pad is this beautiful one I got on Amazon featuring some Japanese nature. My keyboard is an FL Esports with white Kali switches and pudding keycaps. It's not that expensive, it has hot swappable switches, it's wireless, and it has some beautiful RGB. I tried to film the RGB, but it doesn't look good on my camera. I actually have two mice I use on my desk. The first one is my gaming mouse, which is a wireless Logitech G703. It's just a simple 5-button mouse with that incredible hero sensor. It's simple, but I love it. I only use this for gaming though. My other mouse is also from Logitech, an MX Master 3S, which is the best productivity mouse of all time in my opinion. It has a horizontal scroll wheel, great hand feel, and is very quiet to click, which helps a lot when recording podcasts or even when on Zoom calls. I also have one of those Amazon Echo devices on my desk, which is mostly used as a fancy clock and a Ring doorbell viewer. Next to it is my personal MagSafe charger. I'm able to charge my watch, phone, and AirPods all with a single stand. I like the fact that the phone looks at me when charging, so I can see notifications without picking it up. I mounted my mic arm on the left side of the desk using the Rode arm, which is a really quality spring-mounted arm, and using my Rode Podcaster mic, which is of course an XLR-powered microphone. So I needed a place to put my audio interface that it's going to plug into, and that's why I installed this little drawer underneath my desk. It's just a plastic drawer that I can pull in and out and adjust my levels on my audio interface without crowding my desk. I also added this 8-port USB hub that is only plugged into power as a kind of sort of charging station. Next to it is my headphone holder so it can hang out here when it's charging. I also added one of those fancy monitor lights on top of my monitor that can light my typing area. I do a lot of things on my desk that involve light sometimes.
Okay, so this light thing, I've had companies hit me up like, hey, do you want a monitor light? So it sounds like in this video, Jason is using this light to light up like his desk surface. Is that what they're generally meant for? Because maybe me and my stupid self, when those companies hit me up for these monitor lights and they just sent pictures and you know, I just skimmed through and didn't really pay attention to read it. I thought these lights were to light, like hit the screen which I thought was like the weirdest, dumbest thing ever. But are these generally, like when you talk about a top of the monitor light bar, are they meant to light up like the surface, you know? Is this gonna work? Is it meant to light up this surface right here? Okay, so sounds like that is the case. Why is this not zooming? Touch the zoom, come on. Okay, so it is for the desktop. I don't know why it's so blurry. My phone's... You do soldering, okay. Let me see if I can... Yeah, and then someone mentioned the J channels earlier. They have J channels that don't, like, fall apart. So, I'm not sure if you... Yeah, you can probably see it down here. My cable manager is a mess right now, though. Why is this not zooming? Come on. Or not zooming, but focusing. Like, that J channel right there, that has an adhesive strip on it. It kind of has to because it's attached to metal. But it has such a big adhesive strip. Oh, come on. Why is the zoom so messed up? Well, my phone does not want to zoom. It is trying to make me look bad. But yeah, the thing about the under the table ones are it had such a tiny piece of adhesive for a small area, it's gonna pop off. If you had something that had like a large strip of adhesive, then that's gonna do a better job and it won't fall off. So it just depends. Yeah, so your J channels holding for over a year does not surprise me. My J channels down here has been holding. I put those on a while ago. Those are like the originals on this desk when I had them upstairs. So I've had those for like 2 to 3 years now with no problems. Citrus says, just for my Overwatch 2 match, thought I'd let you know using the 5-month membership message. Congrats. I actually haven't played too much of Overwatch. I have not played Overwatch 2 at all, though. I played Overwatch leading up to it a little bit with Jason, of all people, and a few others, but I did not get into Overwatch 2. I probably will play it at some point. I'm just playing WoW when I have time to play games right now. Alright, let's go on with the rest of this. But yeah, he does have this monitor so that he can see his desktop surface, which is actually pretty smart. I don't think that would really work for me because I have stacked monitors unless I put it at the very top one. But maybe I could accept one of the free samples the companies want to give me.
Times, but didn't want to take up a bunch of room using a lamp, so this seemed like the best way to do it. I bought the cheapest office chair I could find and just didn't add the back to it to use as a footstool.
Oh my god. Do me and Jason have the same... Did you get that on Amazon for like 10 or 15 bucks? So I have this... This is like a tiny office chair almost with a mesh back. But this one, let me look at how much it was on Amazon on my receipt. Oh, it was from Walmart? Okay. It might be from the same OEM. But I use this. It's really nice when you're hopping on and off of a chair, like when I'm going between my main table and like the test bench, to not have armrests get in the way. So that's why I bought this super cheap chair. But it sounds like you basically have the same thing without the backrest. And this is also the chair I've been starting to sit on more when I'm recording videos, because it doesn't, like, you know, show behind me. But yeah, that's pretty funny.
This is literally $50 cheaper than the cheapest footrest with wheels. I also needed a stool to use in videos, so this was a win-win. This black computer down here is my home server. It won't be here forever, but since this area is the only place a wired Ethernet cable exists upstairs, it's gonna hang out underneath my desk for now. And I have this Alex drawer down here, which is the standard IKEA drawer everyone uses as table legs. But since this desk is a sit-stand desk, it isn't actually sitting on top of the drawer. I can raise and lower the desk without any issue and still have access to all my junk. Under my desk is looking...
Oh, whoops. I just failed. Wow. See, this is... the difficulties of being a noob streamer. Let me play that back.
Standard IKEA drawer everyone uses as table legs. But since this desk is a sit-stand desk, it isn't actually sitting on top of the drawer. I can raise and lower the desk without any issue and still have access to all my junk.
So regarding the support, I was talking about how it was like hanging off. He does have a drawer underneath here, so it's never gonna be like a real issue whether or not it's gonna like fall off or, you know, come off of the legs and fall down or anything like that. But one comment, not about like Jason's setup specifically, but like I had the Alex drawer units. I actually still have them upstairs. I just don't use them now that I have these legs. I just wish there was like an alternative to them. They are pretty much the only leg replacement cabinets that I have ever seen used in any setup across all of like Reddit, YouTube, Instagram, etc. There's no, it's definitely because IKEA designed it to be used as like table legs because of their height. Most other drawers or cabinet things aren't this tall, you know, to make the desk height the proper level. But I just wish there was more competition to the Alex drawer units. They have been the only drawers to be used as legs in like the space for the longest time. Like, as much as I love seeing them and how, because I've used them myself, they're super like handy and useful for especially storing all your crap. I wish there was competition to them. I wish another company would come out and give an alternative, maybe one that has a different distribution of drawer width and heights, maybe one that has like an adjustable, because the thing about the Alex drawer units is, so Jason is 6 foot something. Jason, how tall are you? He's freaking tall. If you look at ergonomics charts, if you use an Alex drawer unit with an IKEA tabletop, I think that brings it up to like 29, if not 30 inches. Most people, even average height people who are like 5'9", 5'10", that's still too tall. The Alex drawer unit with the tabletop on top of it is meant for like 6 foot people. If you're talking about like proper ergonomics where everything is at 90 degrees, like your feet, your hips, your what's it called, your knees, your elbows, your shoulders. Most people's desks are too tall for what their height and like, you know, limb proportion is. So I would love to see an Alex drawer unit that's shorter with maybe a portion of it that could be adjustable or something like that. Yeah. So yeah, so the way to fix it is to get a footstool, but I personally, I hate like not being grounded. I hate having to put my foot on something else that's not basically like cemented into the ground. Like when you have a footstool and stuff, it could still feel wobbly and all that. So that was just my personal takeaway from the Alex drawer units. But
under my desk is looking good after everything is said and done, but it can certainly be better. I don't want everything to be super tight, but tight enough so it doesn't hang. I'm happy with it for now. Now I know this isn't the
and that's a good point regarding if you all have ever done cable management, and this even applies to PCs too. If you make your cable management way too tight, to the fact where you're cable tying down and zip tying down everything, anytime you need to make a change or an adjustment or remove something, it becomes a huge pain. I know this because every time I have to take apart my setup for like the LAN parties and stuff, the first time I took it apart after I did cable management, it was a pain. That's why when you look underneath my desk now, as I showed you earlier, there's kind of stuff hanging down there just because it's not worth putting it all the way back up if I'm gonna be, you know, removing and adding things. And the same goes for PC stuff too. Like, if you ever have to get back there and take out a SATA cable for whatever reason, or add in extensions, or like add in, you know, like command hubs for RGB control and stuff like that, it's a huge pain if you overly cable manage. So I like that Jason made that a point in his video.
Desk, but next to my desk I have this side storage area and pegboard. I like to put random electronic cleaning supplies, SD cards, and flash drives up here, and then I use the bottom as another charging area. I can just dump a laptop and other things down here and have a space to charge it. Overall, I'm very happy with how my desk came.
Yep, and there is his overall finished build. Very clean. Very clean. It matches, like his case matches the drawer unit. Though it looks like Jason could use one of those Fractal Design North cases on his tabletop because it is wood. It might be a little big though. He's got really big monitors. So this is, because this case right here is like a micro ATX. This is what it looks like, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, putting a bigger case here, it might start to feel really crowded.
Out. I'm able to sit or stand while playing games, watch YouTube videos, and have Discord up all at the same time. It's great for productivity, and I'm happy with how many options I have considering the peripherals are all wireless. I can choose from many different sitting or standing positions, and I'm able to work very effectively without any hiccups. And
yo, that bronze Drake from Collinger Stratholme right there.
While I am happy with it for now, in the future, I might
it only happens when I pause the video for some reason. What the heck's going on?
Downsize the monitors to something smaller. It's just a little bit too much desk for me at this point. I might add some speakers to the desk as well and rely less on headphones. Eventually the server will go elsewhere.
Taking a quick look inside the system, we've got that's the Noctua, like kind of smaller cooler that's a little bit cheaper. And then the Oloy RAM.
And this area will look really
that good old budget RAM.
I don't know what to put on the wall behind the desk, so let me know some ideas in the comments on what I should add back there. Maybe some tasteful nude art? I freaking love this desk.
And there it is. So you can go check out the video yourself or check out Jason's channel. Hey, since I'm not sure if we did see the subscriber count increase.
Is the Steam Deck worthy?
Since I posted the link, but Jason has been growing as well. So we don't know who it was from, but there you have it. Okay, Smith A was asking a question. Would you build me a computer for a video? Nah, like I already have enough requests from personal friends and family and stuff like that for builds, and not every build is worth making a video out of, if that makes sense, right? Like I'll do a build if it's been a while since I've done one, or if it's at a price point that I haven't done one for a while. But like I don't think it would be interesting if in my channel every single video I pumped out was just kind of another cookie cutter build that's not too different from the previous ones. So yeah, I mean there's not much incentive for me to build for other people for the sake of making a video. With parts you provide, but that's what I'm saying. Like, even if you provided the parts, would you ship me the parts and then you would have to pay for shipping? I don't know. Part of the reason why I don't go into like not a lot, but other of my tech content creator friends are getting into that business of buying and selling PCs, right? Toasty Bros have a whole thing. They have like a whole business out of it. Zach's Tech Turf just recently got into making pre-builts that he's gonna restock, and you know it won't be a limited run. Part of the reason that I don't want to get into that, as I've mentioned before, is because I don't want to have to be your technical support person should anything go wrong. Like whether it be my own fault for doing something and causing the PC to have issues, or if it's just something with the hardware or weird drivers and stuff. If I build a PC, I'm kind of attached to it and obligated to be tech support. So build a case. So I've wanted to do a milk crate case before. It's funny that you mentioned that. And the reason why, can you think of the reason why I want to do a milk crate PC case? There's, I would say 2 reasons why. And you should know the biggest reason just by looking at a picture of one of these. But like if you saw, their orientations aren't really selling the point across. Here we go. A lot of people do these milk crate mining rigs. But I'm trying to think of, here we go, something like this. So can you imagine why I would want to do a PC build like this? And I've thought about it, but I've just never secured myself a milk crate. How are you supposed to get this? Are you supposed to go to the grocery store and when they're not looking, just steal one of these? Handles! There it is! Jason got the answer. Handles. You got handles on this side. You got handles on this side. Technically, you can make handles out of any of these holes. You can attach Velcro straps and make your own handles. Yeah, behind the Fred Meyers, exactly. But yeah, the milk crate reason, the reason that I have wanted to build in one, I've just been too lazy and never like found myself a milk crate, is because of the handles for one. But two, airflow in this thing, you don't even have to worry about. It's essentially an open test bench. The only thing is, like you see here, you have to kind of zip tie everything down to make sure it doesn't move all over the place. But I think it'd be a pretty fun thing to do. So yeah, now that you've mentioned it, maybe I can go look for one and finally do one of these. If I did do it though, would it be more interesting if it was a high-end milk crate build or like a low-end cheap budget one? Because it follows the theme of getting like a thrift store or a free milk crate. I mean, oh yeah, high-end or low-end? Let me ask a poll. All right. Jason says at least $1,500. Well, at least I'll be saving on the case. I would be like a $1,500 build. I would usually budget out $100 ish for the case. So yeah, that would be saving potentially like $100. Free milk crates at 7-Eleven? I don't know why I don't believe that. Why would they give them for free when these are definitely reusable? Like the milk crates, they will keep on reusing it to like, you know, transport drinks and stuff. Why would they just give them for free to anybody? Gnome says they don't. Yeah, I mean, I don't think they would either. Then you could give to A. Smith after for free. Imagine a 4090 in a milk crate. I will have to imagine for the rest of my life because I don't foresee a 4090 coming into my hands anytime soon. So, Gnome, if you want to do a milk crate PC and put your high-end stuff in it, I'm pretty sure people would watch that. That could be the start of your YouTube career. High-end with a custom loop? Okay. Dude, custom loops. It's funny because I've never done a soft line or soft tubing build. The only one time I've ever done a custom loop was that Corsair when they sponsored that hard line kit for me. So I skipped from like AIO straight to custom hard tubing, which was pretty difficult, but still, I don't know, custom cooling. I've never been you all know I'm not a big fan of water or liquid cooling in general. So the fact that custom loops and stuff cost even more and require more maintenance, that's just something that's not appealing to me. Build a PC on an oscillating fan, free airflow. Yo, is that a thing? Is that a thing? PC. Come on, where's it? Easy tips from work from home. Doesn't look like anybody's done it before. I mean, I'm not sure how much airflow from this fan. It would probably work for a milk crate that doesn't have any fans in it, but if once your case has fans in it already, I don't know what the impact of putting in one of these basically directly in front of it would do. I don't think it would do much, honestly. It's already pushing air that's the same temperature as the ones that the case fans are pulling in, if that makes sense. But it would just be fun for a thumbnail and like a viral TikTok-y or like YouTube Shorts type thing. Well, no, oscillating fans wouldn't really twist the wire because oscillating fans, they have like I don't know, 180 degrees or something. They have a limited range in which they oscillate. They don't just keep spinning forever and ever. So milk crate plus 6 boxes, 6 box fans plus milk crate. Yeah. So milk crate, that's on the list of already long list of things I have been meaning to get to in my back burner. Okay, so we are... Let me bring back the chat box. shout out again to all the gifters, as well as anyone who's a channel member, whether or not you paid for it or got it gifted. I appreciate the support. Let's go to boink. Wow, this is getting caught up real quick. Blue Nico Cat just connected. Hey, what's up? Welcome to the stream. We're near the end of it, but you can still get all your information by moving that little what do you call that? The timeline, moving it back to the beginning of the stream. But prices are predicted to increase if they do not renew the tariff, like the exceptions, the exemptions, not exceptions. What am I saying? Yeah, so tariffs are, the exemption expires at the end of the year, and which it means at the end of this month. If it does not get renewed, people are expecting not just graphics card prices, but anything that is coming out of China or that region for prices to increase. Articles down below in the description if you want to read it for yourself. They're pretty quick reads, but yeah. So Super Mav Gaming says, I was thinking about doing a microwave build. There's a lot of that's like a pretty popular like theme of types of videos on YouTube, building in certain things. I think Toasty Bros, they've built a PC and a motorcycle helmet before. So yeah, if you can find something that looks like a good fit to put a PC build in, that would be cool. One thing that I've wanted to build in, and I'm just gonna, it's because I've had this idea for like 3 or 4 years already, and I've just never acted on it. But you know how those mini PCs, those little tiny like Intel NUCs or similar PCs are? I've wanted to take one of those out, gut out a power supply, and build a PC. It's gonna have to be an APU, obviously, because you can't fit a graphics card in. But build a PC in a graphics or in a power supply housing. So it'll sit on your desk and look like a power supply, but you would route it so that, you know, the cables coming out of it would be the power cables. Well, no, it wouldn't be. You would gut out the power supply. But it would be like you would use these mini PCs. Like the mini PCs are like crazy. Like they can get crazy small. So you would get something like one of these, and then gut out a power supply and then attach it to it. Yeah. So the issue is you have to be very careful that you don't kill yourself with something that still is holding a charge. So you would have to properly, basically drain it. Which, I mean, I'm sure there are safe ways to do it. But yeah, it would essentially be one of these inside a power supply housing, and there'd be a fully functioning PC. Alright, Joel, what is up? Welcome back. You had a his, dude, is that the ice one with the big fan? HIS Radeon 7950. Or am I confusing that with something else? Oh yeah, it is. There's that. I've had one of these cards before. This one right here, Ice Q is what it was. Okay, so you had one of these. 7950s are so awesome. You're trying to sell for months. Had it listed for 60 Canadian dollars, which remind me again. Was about 44-ish bucks US. Okay, tried to sell it, had it listed for 60. I got an offer for 40. Want to know if you should take the eBay offer, dude? eBay? You're selling on eBay, you're gonna have to take fees. You're gonna have to pay taxes on it. Could you? Oh man, at that point I would just keep it. What is 40? That's gonna be what, 2/3 of what we just saw. So you're talking about $30 US. And then eBay's gonna take it like 3 or 4 bucks from it. You're gonna have to pay taxes. Yeah, I don't know. If I had this, for me, there's like a price floor. Maybe it's just because I'm a hoarder. I know some people sell stuff to get rid of it because they don't have space or they're trying not to hoard. But for me, something like this, I could always use one of these on hand, whether or not it's going to be used as like an emergency graphics card for something, or if I want to make fun content using really old hardware, I could always use it. Now, that's coming from the perspective of like a YouTuber and someone who like enjoys tinkering and messing around with stuff. You might not be in that situation, but I don't know, man. Like, $30, I don't think it's worth it. Let's see. Thing is, it does have the it does have the original cooler. As I stuck the Icy Vision cooler on it. Okay. Christopher Coonian asking about the Discord. So, I'm gonna talk about the Discord in a second. It's got like 3 channels. We're gonna see how this goes. I'm gonna potentially open up the Discord server tonight. It is going to be unmoderated, not set up. This is going to be an experiment as to what my community is like. Because the only people who's going to have access to it is people who watch this stream, which I think are like the really kind of like responsible, like mature, hopefully mature. If I drop you the Discord invite link, nothing in it is really set up. I made a channel for stuff for streams and like deals, but that's it. I haven't set up mods. I haven't set up permissions. I just want to see what happens in there. It could go in any direction. Obviously, if people are going to be posting porn in there, I'm going to instantly ban them. But I'm just curious to see. This might be a live stream. Okay, what do you mean by you can get nuked? Alright, we gotta talk about this. Because I am, like I said, I'm not a Discord person. If the Discord channel, if it becomes a big cesspool because some of y'all out there watching this stream who get access to it are just disgusting human beings, what is the worst case scenario? People could probably post links that can hack Discord accounts or other stuff, right? Is that one of the things that could go wrong with it? Well, I don't care if they delete the whole server. I didn't really set much up with it. So if they delete the whole server, it's fine. Is there anything else that could go wrong? Like maliciously? Well, because like links are basically a mods related thing, right? Like even really good servers, if mods are all sleeping, if people post dangerous links, it is potentially still as dangerous in those compared to my non-really set up server, right? Mostly scams in the DMs is a problem, but again, I get DMs from people from other Discord servers that I'm a part of that are like huge, like the Jawa one. I'm pretty sure some of my recent DMs trying to scam are from people who poach on people from those servers. So I don't think that's something that I could directly control. Spam invites from members to buy crypto or porn. Yeah, but again, like, most of those come in DMs because they're usually instantly nuked. I think I'm going to carry over the same mods, which I'm going to have to talk individually with each of the mods here on YouTube. If they still want to be on the streams, if they want to be mods over on the Discord side of things. Because obviously, being a mod, it's like, it's a lot of work. And I don't want to impose work on people, right? Unless like they genuinely want to do it. So yeah, we'll talk about it. Yeah, definitely. I'm sure modding a Discord server is way harder than modding my stream, which is like, you know, doesn't have a crazy ton amount of viewers. You've seen entire servers get shut down? Okay, yeah. Okay, so do we try it now? Oh, man. Alright, so I'm going to end the poll. Let me write down the notes for this. So Milk Crate PC. People want to see. You guys want to see a high end one? Are you kidding me? So high end followed by mid range. Then budget. Y'all want to see more expensive hardware in this Milk Crate. I think the way I would run it too would be no affiliate links up front. Because, yeah. And if I can somehow work my way into... The thing is, unless I post it myself, like, nobody else has access to all my affiliate info. So that's kind of a strange thing to like, figure out, so... Oh, yeah, definitely. See, I haven't even set up rules for the Discord server yet, but it's gonna be pretty simple. Respect one another. No spamming. No shady links, obviously. No malicious links and all of that. As well as, I'm probably gonna say no political discourse. Just because people can't stay civil with it. Like, no matter what, people always get too butthurt about things or, like, into disagreements. And then it can, like, unravel and be, like, a huge issue. Whether or not, like, every Discord I've, like, even been a part of, I usually see no talks of, like, politics, and everything is just fine. So, yeah, that's probably gonna have to be one of the rules. Yeah, no politics, no religion, no NSFW type thing. Basically, keep it tech related. Also, if it's not tech related, I mean, if you want to talk about food, that's fine. If you want to talk about, like, what's going on, like, I would say even keep some of the personal stuff to a minimum, because I'm not sure if y'all have noticed this, but I have definitely seen this in other Discord servers. When some people, like, I get it, it's a community and you can share and, like, talk to each other, but some people post a lot of personal stuff in the real life that they're going through, and it really shifts the dynamic of, like, the conversation. If people are talking about tech and stuff, and then someone hits you with, like, something really, like, really intense, like, whether it's suicide related, depression, I don't know. It's something where I know that you should have a place to talk to people about it, but it could really, like, kind of just destroy, you know, natural going conversations in the Discord server. What are your guys' thoughts on that? Yeah, exactly. Kind of ruined the energy, which I mean, I don't know. The server that I was, like, referring to specifically, a lot of people also don't know how to respond to types of conversations like that when someone drops, like, a huge bombshell of, like, something personal that they're going through. A lot of people don't have, like, a good response or a way to react to it, so yeah, there are definitely other spaces and other trained professionals who can take care of those types of conversations, but, like, honestly, like, even me, as someone who's a content creator with a lot of followers, I half the time when I get those types of stuff, I don't know how to respond to it. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. So do I launch it? Okay. So I'm running the poll. Yeah. Definitely, this is a test run. Though it only takes one bad stuff like this. It only takes one bad egg to ruin the experience, right? So right now, my intent is just to keep it to the stream for now. For when, you know, throughout the rest of the week, if people want to talk to each other within the stream community here, they can. It only takes one person posting this link somewhere else and making a bunch of other people with bad intentions to join to kind of ruin it. So, let's see what people are saying with whether or not we should do this. Whoa, we got 50-50. We're gonna need more. We're gonna need a stronger boat than 50-50 to launch it, I think. So I think, yeah, more people are saying no, wait for it to get properly set up. So I think I'm gonna invite specific people first, like basically the mods, and then we'll get it set up. It's what? No, now the votes are going towards yes. Okay. So let me get the link for it right now. Let me set up. Oh, jeez. I don't even know how to set that part up. Okay. Let's see. Invite people. Expire after 30 minutes. No limit. Generate a new link. Okay. We got a 30-minute link here. I posted the link on 4chan. Oh, I think also another thing that I could do. Sorry, I'm reading through all the comments right now. One of the other things that I can do is invites to the servers only open up for 30 minutes every Wednesday during stream. So basically, you have to be watching the stream to get the new invite link and join, so that it's not just like you can't just join at any time. I'm not trying to do it from an exclusive point of view, because that's not my intention at all. I'm just trying to keep it controlled and not go crazy. Where's the link? Well, there's no link yet, because right now more votes are saying no. So I think I might have to wait. I think most people are saying to wait, but what I can do is invite... Here, I'm going to invite Jason right now, because I know he has experience setting up a server. And Kevin Ngo, I have you as well. Christopher Coonan, have you ever messaged me on Discord? Kevin, where are you at? You have a different name on here, so it... Okay, yeah. Chris, I'm gonna get you a thing too. So we're gonna wait on it. The votes are pretty much 50-50, which is not high enough. I think enough people are seeing that there are reasons to wait. So here we go. All right. So I'm getting the mods in there real fast. Okay. So for the most part, I'm just getting a few of the mods in there. And yeah, Citrus for sure. I'm going to get the mods in first, and then I'm going to start inviting other like people basically who have been around and watching the content more, because I do recognize the names of the regulars, and we'll slowly get the invites rolled out. So the Discord server exists. There are like at least 4 people in it now. And I will start setting up roles and all that stuff. Wow, okay, Jason. There's no porn yet or ever. And again, like the server is gonna grow very slowly based on like the features and stuff. So right now there's literally 3 channels right now. There's the read first channel, which I need to put all the rules in. There's the general channel where you can talk about anything, and then I have another one for PC setups and showcases and stuff like that. But then we'll probably put one for people to post deals, do one for off topic and stuff like that. But yeah, I'll talk with the people, the mods first, and then we'll get the invite links hopefully by next week for other people to join. So yeah. Yeah, and then there'll be voice channels, which I'm not sure how much that would be used, but yeah, here's the thing. Again, I'm gonna reiterate this. I am deathly afraid of having a Discord server that ends up developing a reputation for being like toxic or immature or things like that. So that's why I'm gonna keep it kind of slow in terms of the growth. Like, we're only gonna invite people who are watching the stream for a little bit, because we know those are like the core members. So yeah, we can play Smash Bros. Melee on it. Hayes Joe says TikTok when? Okay, so this is the last like 5 minutes of stream. We are well over 2 hours in the stream. We did talk about a lot today. I need to do the timestamps afterwards, so that people who do, there's like 1,000 or 2 people who watch afterwards, so I need to do timestamps. But I'm just gonna focus on chat right now. TikTok when? TikTok, if I do TikToks, I would want it to be chopped up versions of my existing videos. And I've been thinking about this. Like, companies have hit me up for YouTube Shorts and TikTok where they will chop down my videos and they could be posted as is. But I would rather work with someone like either like someone in the community or a mod or something like that to do that. And then I would rather pay someone that I know and trust more than some random company that emailed me, if that makes sense. So I have been thinking about it. It's just, I don't know how I would want to do the pay structure and stuff like that. So it has been in the back of my mind. So I do have to start jumping on the YouTube Shorts and TikTok train. It's just how to go about doing so. And I know, I'm pretty sure there's plenty of you out there who would love to like jump in and help, but it would have to be something I think through like for longer than I have, basically. Yeah, I did mention YouTube Shorts before, but again, I haven't personally had time to make shorts of like chopped up like stream content. But if I did that with like some fixed structure, like if someone cuts it up and I pay them a fixed amount of money, then that could be one way of going about it. But yeah. Jason makes up a good point. Videos I put effort into, 2K views on TikTok. A depressing, stupid video shot in 10 seconds, 600K views. TikTok and YouTube Shorts has a weird way the algorithm works. It definitely does not cater well to someone like me who puts in way too much thought. And like when I present stuff, I talk and go into the details way too much. That doesn't work as well on TikTok and YouTube Shorts. Yeah, TikTok is definitely a micro vlog. I see a lot of people just posting like, hey guys, I'm going to be building a PC today, show a picture of the PC and the boxes, and then that's the TikTok, and it gets like hundreds of thousands of views. And you could literally make it like a 10-part thing, but my creative mind it doesn't work like that, because I've been on YouTube long form content for so long that I need to slowly start shifting it to also do that. Alright, so let me see the Discord. Okay, yep. So all of you, those used for online. Shorts cut from longer streams don't do well anyways. Well, no. I've seen shorts cut from longer videos or streams do well if you can title and thumbnail it correctly. It definitely has to have that clickbait hook to it. And I think some of the topics that we've talked about on stream could definitely do pretty well. Like why it would be worth it to buy an $80 screwdriver from Linus. I feel like that would do well. And I know which stream that came from. And it could be chopped up, that explanation. But stuff like that. Kevin Go says, what's for dinner? Had rice and pork chops tonight. Did you have pork chops like, you know, Asian style pork chops with fish sauce? Grilled pork chops? Seasoned with lemongrass by chance? Jan Carlos Diaz says, should I get a 3080 or wait to get a 4080 when prices go down? My current specs are a Ryzen 7 3700X and 2070 Super. It depends on how much RTX 3080s are going for right now. Let me check on eBay. Are you talking about a new one or a used one? Because RTX 3080s, you could probably buy those. Ooh, actually, prices have been going up. RTX 3080s on eBay are now going for around $600, it looks like. So $600 used on eBay, or so you're talking about a $1,200+ RTX 4080 versus the cheapest 3080 new on Newegg right now. Oh no, these are all refurbished. It looks like around $730 ish. And you currently have a 3700X and 2070 Super. I mean, it's such a big price difference that it's hard to make a recommendation. When people ask for recommendations, they don't typically ask for like, should I buy this $600 graphics card or this $1,200 graphics card? If that makes sense, right? That's essentially what this question is, given that the 3080s are almost half the price of a 4080 at the moment. It's hard. I can't answer that. Depending on what, if money isn't an issue for you, then yeah, go for the 4080. If it is, then 3080 will be a huge increase in performance from your 2070 Super, and it costs half the price. So you could go either way. I can't give a definite answer, unfortunately. But yeah, also the 4090. Well, the issue between the 4080 and the 4090, the 4090 is the better value card. If you're gonna break it down to like frames per second per dollar spent. The issue is 4090s aren't in stock. They are really hard to find. We just looked earlier on Newegg. The cheapest one was like $2,000+. So it's not the same comparison anymore, unless it's at the MSRP in stock. So yeah. A white Strix 3090? Honestly, I don't even know. Strix has a premium. A white Strix has a bigger premium. And then 3090s are kind of in this weird territory of their pricing. Because it's like the highest end of the last gen. So, yeah. Alright, I think that's going to wrap it up for me though. We are coming up on 2.5 hours of stream. I really do appreciate it. Mods, I will be in contact. Probably not right away because I'm going to go eat dinner and hang out with my wife. But I will be in the Discord and we can talk about certain stuff. I could probably even set up a call with some of you because I don't know what everyone's schedule is like. But set up a call and just talk one-on-one as well as to what we would like to do with the Discord server. I'm excited. I've been pushing off the Discord server for so long, but now that it's actually made and there's some people invited, I hope the rest of you are invited to, hopefully by next week, start rolling out some invites for some of the people who are very tight-knit in this stream community that we have every single Wednesday. But with that said, this coming week's video is right behind me, so hopefully I see you in the comment section of that. It's going to be a fun one. to give you a sneak peek, it's going to be a $300 all brand new parts build, which is kind of difficult to do, and you could probably start predicting what parts are in it. But I cut a lot of corners in this build back here that I typically would not cut. So I think it will make the video more interesting in that respect. And I'll talk about all of that in the video. But yeah, have a good night, everyone. Take care. Have a great rest of your week. And yeah, I will see you next time. Bye-bye.